What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about how to express duration using different tense and when to use present simple versus present perfect and present continuous versus present perfect continuous. Let's get started. So, we know the present perfect structure that we use has or have followed by the past participle. Like, I have worked here for 3 years. She has studied at this school since 2015. So let's look at some example sentences. Mary lives in New York. She has lived in New York for 5 years. So, what do you think the difference is between these two sentences? So, one have the time duration with it, like for 5 years. So, if we want to talk in general about a current situation or habitual action, then we use present simple. But if we want to talk about that started in the past and still continues in the present, then we use present perfect. So, if we use the duration, we usually say it with the present perfect. For example, we can't say Mary lived in New York for 5 years. We can't say that. We need to say Mary has lived in New York for 5 years. So that's one difference between present simple and present perfect. Same applies for present continuous and present perfect continuous. If there is a time word like duration or like when it started, we switch to perfect continuous. So let's look at example. They are playing soccer. Now we're not saying like for how long or since when. They have been playing soccer for an hour. So the moment we bring the word for an hour, we use the present perfect continuous structure, that is, have been playing. We can't say they are playing soccer for an hour. It will be a wrong structure. Let's look at some more example sentences. I have known her for a long time. They have been friends since childhood. She has lived in this city for 5 years. So the present simple version of these sentences would be I know her well. They are friends. She live in this city. She lives in this city. I am learning Spanish. I have been learning Spanish for 6 months. It is snowing now. It has been snowing all day. They are watching television. They have been watching television for an hour. So if we use the time words, we switch to perfect continuous. Let's look at some more sentences. Anna is in France. She has been in France since Monday. I know Robert. I have known him for 10 years. Emma and Luke are married. They have been married since 2010. Brian is unwell. He has been unwell for the past few days. We live on Elm Street. We have lived or we have been living there for a long time. Catherine works in a bank. She has worked or she has been working there for 7 years. Alan has a headache. He has had a headache since this morning. I'm learning German. I've been learning German for 6 months. Now let's try to make questions with how long, which was our title of the lesson. Jane is on holiday. How long has she been on holiday? So when we use how long, we switch to the perfect structure or perfect continuous depending on the tense. So the participle of the is been. So we use how long has she been on holiday? Scott and Julia are in Italy. How long have they been there? I know Emma. How long have you known her? Diana is learning Spanish. How long has she been learning Spanish? My sister lives in New Zealand. How long has she lived in New Zealand? I'm a nurse. How long have you been a nurse? It is snowing. How long has it been snowing? So now let's try to complete the sentences with these phrases like for 10 minutes, all day, all her life, for 7 years, since he was 22, since Tuesday. They have been married for 7 years. She has lived in Wales all her life. They have been on vacation since Tuesday. The sun has been shining all day. She has been waiting for 10 minutes. He has had a beard since he was 22. Let's look at some more sentences. Anna has lived in Australia since March. John and I are colleagues. I know him very well. John and I are colleagues. I've known him for a long time. Sorry, I'm late. How long have you been waiting? Not long, only 10 minutes. Martin works in a cafe now. He enjoys his job a lot. Ruth is reading a novel. She has been reading it for 2 hours. How long have you lived in this apartment? About 5 years. Is that a new bag? No, I've had this bag for a long time. Tom is in Japan at the moment. He has been there for the last 3 days. So, in today's video, we looked at when to use present simple and present perfect. So, again, in general situation, we use present simple and present continuous, but with a period of time when we say how long, like for a duration or since a point of time, we switch to present perfect and present perfect continuous. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.